and welcome to my channel, Stitchzilla. Today is just an introductionary vlog. I have a few tutorials being filmed at the moment and I can't wait to share those with you. If any of you follow my blog, you'll know that I update it when I get the chance and let you know when I plan on filming and what I plan on doing, all that sort of thing, just regular updates. I'll link in the description box below a link to my blog so that you can follow along on that. So a little bit about me is my name is Jasmine. I'm from a little town in New Zealand. I have 3 beautiful kids, so that means you'll see a lot of knitting for kids and small projects, that sort of thing. I like to knit things that keep my kids warm in the winter because it can get a bit cold, and things for around the house, that sort of thing. So yeah, I've been knitting for about 4 years now. I did learn at several points in my life. The first time was when I want to say 9, it could have been 8, my mum will correct me if I'm wrong, and my mum taught me. I remember working on a blanket of squares, but that never got finished and probably all got frogged and reused in a different project for mum. But that's what happens when kids try and learn and then they don't have any interest, especially sitting down as a kid. Couldn't sit still for long. And then I learnt again at my old college, Crochet. We learnt there through a teacher who is an awesome knitter. She's called the Knit Guru on Ravelry. She has a bunch of amazing patterns. I've yet to knit any of them yet, but I do have a few sitting in my library. So she taught us when I was about 16 how to knit. We had like this little club, but then I dropped it again because college life got in the way. There's studies and exams and NCA levels 1, 2 and 3, and so I didn't pick it up again until I was about 20, 21, when I was pregnant with my first child. And when I found out I was pregnant, I was knitting booties for another friend, so that was quite cute. So I knit, I crochet and I loom knit, although my tutorials will mainly be on knitting because I don't feel quite confident enough in my crochet or loom knitting to teach others, basically. So I have 3 patterns in the works at the moment that I will be putting up on the blog and this channel once I am able to. So you can keep an eye out for those. So there's things that have been slowing me down. I had intended last Tuesday for my vlog to go up and my knitting tutorial to go up. Sorry, getting a bit of a dry mouth. But my first introductionary vlog was a bit terrible, so I deleted that and now I'm trying again. And also my needles broke on the project that I was doing. I explained that in my blog, but basically what happened was I put my project in the pram and the needles and the yarn fell out, wrapped itself around the tire, and because I mainly work in bamboo needles, as you can see up there, the needles, although these ones are plastic because it's easier for this yarn, they snapped and my project got wrapped around the tires. So that was this project here. For one of the tutorials was going to be a basic hat pattern. As you can see, there's a needle still needle still stuck in there. I've got to rethread it, but lots of stitches have dropped. And yeah, so I went out last weekend, I think it was, or the weekend before that, because my kids were sick last week. So I went out and I got more bamboo needles, just from Lincraft, which is a big box yarn store, craft store, sorry. Sorry, a bit of yarn started floating around. So yeah, I got my bamboo needles, and I couldn't resist getting some 4mm as well, because you can never have enough 4mm needles, and I literally do not know where any of them went other than my interchangeable circular 4mm needles, so I love me a good 4. These ones are a 3.75mm needle, if you can see that, which is a US 5, which is something you'll need for 2 of those patterns. So yeah, this was going to be a gift for a friend and her husband. I was going to knit up to before this weekend, but that's alright. She knows it's coming. Yeah, it's just a basic straight needle pattern with some colour work and a folded 1x1 ribbing, which I will show you how to do that in the photo tutorial or the video if you're going to watch the video. So there's basically there's no sewing in this. I did this with the 2 needles, my 2 knitting needles, and it's just like a folded standard brim. The second one that I'm working on is these rags here. So this is kind of like a sponge scrubby. So it's gonna have that on one side with a cotton layer on inside, and then a thicker cotton layer on the outside. This one's really easy. It's just basically knitting a long rectangle and then folding it and then stitching it together, but you can change this one up into either linen stitch or stocking knit stitch. It's a really popular gift for it's been a really popular gift in my family for those moving out into their own homes, or just like a little Christmas thank you gift with a bunch of these, and these work really well. So this Scruffie here replaces what we used to use was Goldilocks. So they're silver, not gold, but we call them Goldilocks, and they're all like looped in together, and that's how you like clean your stubborn pans and stuff. But this stuff works amazing. So I will link in the description below what yarn is used, and that photo tutorial and video tutorial will be coming soon. Probably do this one first because it's very simple. Yeah. So the third one is a cowl that I absolutely love, and it can be used in any thick and bulky yarn. And so this was my I think this was like my second pattern I ever wrote. I've put it up on Ravelry, but I'm going to take that down and rewrite it, and well, not rewrite it because it's written well. Put it on my blog for free, and yeah, it's done. It's a pattern that was done on, I believe, 10mm needles, with this Lion brand Tonal ease. And it's a very simple. I just made this up in the movie theatre while me and my sister we went and saw like Jumanji 2, so a while ago, and I was bored and I just wanted to knit something. And so yeah, this one is a cowl that is a double wrap. Wraps around like that. It's nice and warm, and if you prefer something thicker, where is it? If you prefer a thicker cowl, I've done this one as well. Same technique, same needle, same yarn, just more stitches, less length, and it's really nice. Really nice. I have this one in blue that I made myself, and these ones will be Christmas gifts. They know they're coming, so it's not exactly a surprise. Because this year we're doing like a little crafty Christmas. So I'm gonna talk about what I'm wearing as well, because I really love the sweater. So this one here is the first sweater I've ever knit for myself. It's called the Swashbuckler. I made it in about 2 weeks. Here, we'll get a view. So it's got like skull and crossbones, yo-ho, some boats, and some anchors. And I love this zigzag detail that goes pretty much all the way through the sweater. Just love it. So I managed to make this in about 2 weeks. I ran out of yarn, hence the uneven, not finished sleeves. But that's okay, I quite like them at this length. It keeps me nice and warm, especially at home. So I made this out of naturally loyal 100% New Zealand wool. It's a 8-ply DK. It's also machine washable, so that's a plus. Now the swashbuckler was written by Perfect Posies by Paige. I will link the pattern link in the description below so that you can go and check out that pattern. It was a free pattern for a little bit during a knit along. She did out little clues, spread them out. By day 3 I was in love with the pattern, and I went out and purchased the pattern so that I could finish it. So I did it in 2 weeks instead of the month-long knit along. There was only I think it was one mistake I made in the sweater, and that was I didn't go for the correct yarn size. So I thought this 8-ply translated into Aran weight yarn, not realizing that it was a 10-ply that I needed. But that's okay, it's still really warm and I really love it, and it looks good on me. The other thing I did with this pattern, so because I was using the 8-ply yarn, it kind of condensed everything. So while the cast on stitches were the same amount and everything was still the same amount, it made the pattern a little bit more smushed than it should be. So the anchors should be there, the boat should be here, the yo-ho should be here, and this should be just slightly down further. So in doing that, I ended up having to make a plain, continue on the body with the plain blue, and because I have hips, I increased it. I think I increased it about, what I did was I did 10 stitches evenly across the body on one round, and then on the second round I just knitted it way through and then repeated the 10 stitches evenly, and I did that about 5 times, I believe, in order to make room for the hips, because I'm not like more of a body. So, but I really enjoyed the knit along. Really enjoyed Paige's little pattern here, and it was fun taking part in the knit along, even though I went by a lot faster than the knit along. So I've got a few other things I want to show you in the form of yarn acquisitions. I couldn't resist not showing you these. So we have a few indie dyers in New Zealand, and the only way that I got introduced to them was through Wool on Wheels. We have a few indie dyers in New Zealand, and the only way that I got introduced to them was through Wool on Wheels. So yeah, so before Wool on Wheels, I was just buying basic acrylic yarns from Lincraft and a few balls of wool from my local yarn store. They're both 45 minutes from where I live in either direction, so it just depends if I'm going to Masterton or if I'm going to the Hut. That used to determine where I brought my yarn. But Wool on Wheels is this cute little initiative run by Jules. So she goes around, gets yarn from indie dyers and travels New Zealand in her van and sells indie yarn. It just branches it out more, lets us know that there's more dyers available than we thought there were. And yeah, this year unfortunately she couldn't come down because of the current situation going on in the world, so she did it virtually, and I was able to save money and support and buy just a few yarns from her, and so I'm really excited to show you. Alright, so I got So I'm back. I had a few technical difficulties, so my laptop that I'm filming off of has this really cool ability where you can pause the video while you're filming. And basically, I thought I had paused it while I was looking for the yarn to show you from those acquisitions from Wool on Wheels. And yeah, I didn't pause it while I was editing the video. I was like, oh, that's weird. I thought I'd pause that bit of me looking for the yarn, and yeah, basically didn't film the last 5 minutes, so here we go again. Right, so with the Wool on Wheels, I got 2 kits. The first kit is a rainbow, got to put that on silent, is a rainbow set, 700 grams in 8 ply, for my oldest daughter because she wants a rainbow everything. And when I say everything, I mean gloves, sweater, hat, socks, you name it, everything's rainbow in her world. It's great. Her favourite colour is all the colours, which I think is just beautiful. So, start off this beautiful orange from Die Happy Yarn. This one's 100% Corriedale wool, the DK weight, and it is beautiful. I absolutely love it. And we've got her yellow, which is from Nana Cindy. This one is 80% Polworth and 20% alpaca, and it's gorgeous. I love it. This pink here, which Wildland thinks is really awesome, that's my daughter's name. This one's 100% New Zealand wool, and it is from Crochet Cotton. And we've got her blue from Sabine Elements, and this is a finer blue 100% New Zealand organic wool. It's just gorgeous. I love that. Love those little details in there. It's not quite full solid, but that does not bother either my daughter or myself. I got two from Unicorn Yarns. This is Jewel, and this is I Will Never Be Royal. Wonder if that's a play on that song. Yeah, that only just occurred to me. So this one's 100% merino, and this one is also 100% merino. So there's a little mixture in there of colours, and red by Lovel's Pure Merino. It'll be interesting to see how all those different textures work in the sweater. But she squished them all and like touched them and like stroked them, and she's very happy with the texture of it, which is good to know because she occasionally has trouble with textures. Some clothes I buy brand new without her trying them on, and they have to get given away because she can't stand it. And then the second kit was a recommended for the Stephen Weston knit along shawl that's going on at the moment, and it's mainly purples with a splash of speckle, and I love my speckles, not gonna lie. Speckle is amazing. So top one here is this Nana Cindy. So this is a part of her The Wonders range, so that's a one-of-a-kind colour. She won't be doing that one again unless obviously it's requested, although I can't say that 100% certainty. She may just have been playing around with colours. And this is a tweed 4-ply 85% superwash merino and 15 dongal net. I'll have to Google what that means because I'm not sure. Never heard of that one before. The purple sprouting, and this one has green, purple, white, yellow, blue, red, just speckles. Love me a speckle. Then I've got two from Die Happy in the same colour range. Also Corridale wool, and in the colourway Victory. Purple is gorgeous. It's like a deep royal purple. Love it. And the whole reason I brought the shawl knit along suggestion was for this one. Speckles! So this one is a purple, and it is just gorgeous. Look at that speckle. Oh. This one is from Sue's hand-dyed fibre and yarn. Sorry, got a bit tongue twisted there. Not that it's a hard name to say or anything, and I just love it. It's a lot deeper than my first ever purple speckle one that I ever got, which I believe was a Nana Cindy yarn. But this one is just gorgeous, and this one is 4-ply merino machine washable, although if I do a project with these ones, there's no way it's going into the machine because the rest of them are all gentle hand washes of recommendation. But yeah, so those are just absolute gorgeous, and I couldn't resist. We'll just keep the rest there. Oh no, Okay, so I've also got one other thing to show you today, and that is my attempts at dyeing yarn, and just it's buried underneath everything. So I've been practicing on 20-gram bases of 10-ply yarn and 4-ply superwash merino yarn. The 10-ply is 100% New Zealand wool, and it's just gorgeous and soft. And I attempted to speckle on the 10-ply because, as I've mentioned 100 times before, I love me a good speckle. Now because over my first two tries at speckling, they haven't come out amazing, but I kind of, they're growing on me, you know. So the first one is a purple, blue, yellow with a bit of green speckle. Can you see? It's just gorgeous. Light is a bit funny on this one now. And then the other one was a green, yellow, and it says purple on the dye pot, but it might be fuchsia. Might have to mix it with the blues, make it more purple. Now I'll be using these two to knit something for a friend's new baby that she's just told me a couple of days ago that she's pregnant, and I am super excited. I've been knitting up a storm. I love knitting for babies. It's like the best thing in the world, I guess, to do with knitting. I think it's my favourite thing. And also the fuchsia, well, I used purple, it came out fuchsia. So these are the 4-ply superwash merino ones. I did 3 of these. So that one is just a full solid all the way through. And the other 2, I used a dip dyeing technique to try the ombre. I think the ombre would work better if my dye was darker than it was, because it kind of, you can barely see colour changes. So I did it like, dyed it in 3 times. So it's really, really dark at the bottom. Although it looks really bright in this light, I promise you it's not. And then it is light at the top, and it's gorgeous, but it looks as if I kind of gave up making sure the dye went through evenly, but that's not the case. Like, in person you can see it a lot better than you can on the video, but that's right, my mum loves them. She thinks it is gorgeous, so this will be heading her way for her to play around and have some fun with. I'm not sure what she can do with 60 grams, but we'll see. Yeah. So that's everything, and I'm going to add it to the video now, and I've written up a little blog to go with this video, and I will link it into my blog, and I'll link everything into the description below. Alright, thank you, bye.